Yeah, it's interesting. One of the things that I was really conscious of when we founded our own essentially framework training certification in major incident management was how do when we involve all of the stakeholders who are recipients to major incidents and have their own agendas, their own view of the world, what they need, what they want from it, how do we do it in a way that actually creates more collaboration and buy-in and less rigidity around what has to be done or should be done? And how do we even include the anecdotal stuff that kind of allows for the various personalities and characteristics you're going to have in there? Because that people can discount that, but it's a real world challenge. You have to understand that there are people in these roles and people behave. We're all slightly chaotic and challenging when you put us in big organizations in our own ways. Some people have too much ego. Some people take the professionalism 2 levels, as you say, too far, and it just the intent's right. They're trying to do it with the best intent, really trying to deliver the best they can, but just don't see the bigger picture. One of the things we came up with was the MIM Stakeholder Experience, which is a way of looking end to end at essentially your major incident process as a whole and all the steps that occur within it, and the touch points are very similar and not dissimilar to marketers would understand this. So you build your stakeholder personas. So these are all the actors essentially who touch upon this, and even the ones who don't play any role but might be the recipient of information or an output of it. And then how do you map out the entire journey of those major incidents and spot all the touch points for all these different people and their recipients? And then how do you involve them in a process where both the operational teams, all the stakeholders, whether that's C-suite, whether it's IT leadership, whether it's end users, whether it's service delivery, whoever it may be, how do you involve them in this very visual process that gives them a voice to come together and go, okay, what's going well, what isn't going well, how do we continually improve this without being bound by we must do this one thing, and everyone gets a voice at the table? And it's been really quite humbling to see how that's worked, because for me that was one of the biggest ways that we stayed away from just being a framework and training of you must do this, and allow people in the community to essentially make it their own with the right input.
And then they can use whatever pieces of the framework or whatever point in time they're at to solve problems.
But it captures the change as well. So it captures that in 6 months you've done all this work, all the same people are looking at it, and the journey is going to look very different, and you can now have a conversation about where else that needs to go, which could be completely different.